Now, getting back to the industrial sites and parks that Israel places in the industrial zones within the occupied territories, 7 such parks have been built in the occupied territories, with several others in various stages of planning and construction. Yet while providing employment to the Palestinian workforce, they threaten the economic viability of the Palestinian state, and they maintain a dependency upon a relationship with Israel. They allow Israeli firms continued access to cheap Palestinian labour while denying the workers access to Israel, a key component in the separation strategy. And just as serious, the lax environmental standards and low costs means that these industrial parks attract Israel's most polluting industries: chemical, aluminiums, plastics, metalworks, batteries. And the placement of these parks also ensures Israel's ability to continue dumping its industrial toxic wastes into the West Bank. And then we get to Gaza. And Gaza truly is an example of a society that has been deliberately reduced to a state of abject destitution. Its once productive population has been transformed into one of aid-dependent paupers. And the situation in Gaza is undeniably one of mass suffering, created largely by Israel, but with the active complicity of the international community, especially the US and European Union, and unfortunately also due to the actions of the Palestinian Authority in the West Bank. Gaza's subjugation began long before Israel's so-called war against these impoverished people. The Israeli occupation, now largely forgotten or denied by the international community, has devastated Gaza's economy and its people, especially since 2006. The deepened sanction regime and illegal siege imposed by Israel and the international community, which has been recently intensified, has all but destroyed the local Gazan economy. There is little in Gazan society that possesses legitimacy. Trauma and grief overwhelm the landscape despite expressions of resilience. The feeling of abandonment among the people in Gaza appears complete, understood perhaps by their growing inability to identify with any sense of possibility. The most striking to me was this comment by a Palestinian person who said, "It is no longer the occupation or even the war that consumes us, but the realization of our own irrelevance." Ladies and gentlemen, if Palestinians, and most especially the people in Gaza, are continually denied what we want and demand for ourselves, an ordinary life, dignity, livelihood, safety, and a place where they can raise their children, and are forced yet again to face the destruction of their families, then what looms is no less than the loss of an entire generation of Palestinians. And if this happens, and perhaps it already has, then the people of the world will most certainly bear the cost. And I, for one, feel a massive solidarity with the people of Palestine, and most especially with the people of Gaza. And look, it just goes on and on, folks. I mean, I could sit here and I could talk to you and read to you all day about the situation in Palestine, the situation in Gaza, and it just goes on and on. It's virtually endless. The apartheid regime that we see in place in Israel and the living conditions that has been imposed upon the Palestinian people, their denationalization, the way these people are simply viewed as surplus humanity to be forgotten about and swept under the carpet, is absolutely disgusting. And it continues because of the lack of response from the international community. And that's why a two-state solution can never work, folks, because the land is called Palestine. It's not called Israel. There is no Israel. Israel is an area of land within Palestine. There is no state of Israel. The State of Israel is a Zionist construct. It was planned well before World War II. It was created through deals that were made with Adolf Hitler. Everything that we've been told about the foundation and construction of Israel has been a lie. Everything that has been brought to the world to establish Israel's legitimacy is a lie. Israel is an illegitimate state. and it is the main source of global instability that exists in the world today. I don't have a problem with Jews, but I have a problem with apartheid. I have a problem with racism. I have a problem with land theft. I have a problem with the dispossession of people. I believe people should be treated equally. I don't believe we need any borders anywhere. I think that Americans who are worried about the Mexicans coming into their country are idiots. I think that people who are worried about anybody crossing the borders into their country are fools. I don't think the borders exist. I think borders are a political construct. And I think once we can get away from borders and start viewing this planet as being one human species, one species of mankind, and we can all get along together, then we're going to start finding solutions to our problems. Now, you can call me anything you want because I don't agree with nationalism. I don't really care. But what I do agree with is the power of the people. What I agree with is human freedom. And I think that we are a species in decline, and we will continue to decline if we don't pay attention. I think the world is waking up to this fact now. I think people are actually seeing the human decline that is occurring, and people are seeing the need to pay attention and start addressing the problem. And so I place great hope in the next 6 months and the next year of life on this planet. I think that this is the tipping point, folks. I think that we've finally reached it. That's what I think the December 2012 date is about. I think it's the time when mankind makes a conscious decision to bring about some positive change. And I know that that's what I'm going to be working for very hard over the next 12 months. I have a very big venture I have planned for next year, my friends. It's going to need a lot of support from people, so I'm hoping that I'm going to get it. But it's also something that a lot of people are going to be able to participate in. There's going to be a lot of online participation that we're going to make available for people, and I'm really hoping to put together a mission and a journey that is going to unite the many people of the world and give us the tools we need to take this consciousness forward. And I'm really hoping to do this. It's a huge venture, and it's kind of still being formulated in my mind, but it will be happening in the new year. The name of the project is Full Circle, so keep a lookout for that, folks. There'll be a website, fullcirclenow.com. If you go there now, you won't find anything there, but there will be a website constructed within the next 2 months that should be up and running by then, and I hope to have the project off the ground and launched and things to be on the road by mid-February 2013. And it's a big effort and it's a big adventure, and like I said, folks, once I've got something a little bit more concrete that I can tell you about, I will give you the plan. But I think this is the year of change, folks, and all it requires is participation, and that's what I'm attempting to organise. Thank you to all the people that have remained loyal to the website and that have supported me during my peregrinations. I know I haven't been on air as much as I wanted to be and as much as you may have liked me to be, but it has been very difficult to maintain things. It's actually totally exhausted any finances I had, so if anybody does feel like making a contribution to the website, that would be great, because I really am going to require some contributions to get this mission off the ground next year, and they are certainly few and far between since I've been off the air. But thank you to all those who have contributed to the website during my absence. It has been a huge benefit, and it's really the only thing that got me home, so I thank you very much for that. Now, I know this probably wasn't the type of radio show that people were expecting from me as the first show upon my return, but there were things that I said today that I just felt that I had to say. I really believe the issue of Palestine and the issue of Gaza to be extremely important, and it's one that very much needs the focus of global attention. And because of the friends that I met while I was there, I feel that I owe it to these people to do this show and to say the things that I said today. I do intend to go back to Gaza next year. I am very much looking forward to it, folks. In fact, if I can find a way to do it, there's a very good chance I may even move to Gaza and be living in Gaza by the end of next year. I really do feel that strongly about the situation over there, and I really do feel that much of a connection to the people. They are quite literally some of the most beautiful people I've ever met in any of my travels and ever met anywhere in my life. And I may be an Australian, but what I can say that in my heart and in my soul, I am Palestinian. And that's about all I really have to say today, folks. Thank you for spending this time with me. I hope you've enjoyed the show. I'll look forward to speaking to you again next week, where I will discuss my trip and I will address some of the many letters that have been written to me. I'll look forward to talking to you then. Please take care until that time. In Lakesh.